The UK is home to many leading innovators and businesses, but economic growth and underlying higher productivity has been disproportionately concentrated in London and the southeast of England. This concentration creates stark geographic inequalities which significantly impact opportunities and quality of life across the country. A striking example of this inequality is the 15-year difference in healthy life expectancy between the best and worst performing local authorities. This disparity underscores the urgent need for levelling up, which is an agenda aimed at reducing these regional gaps and promoting equal opportunities. It is important to approach this challenge without limiting or dampening prosperous areas. Policies that impose a high burden on thriving regions can inadvertently increase inequality within the region. Not every resident in London or the southeast is affluent, and any strategy must account for the nuances within regions to avoid exacerbating existing inequalities highlighted in NIESR's Living Standards briefing. Given the scale of the task and the impact of shocks in recent years, such as COVID-19 and the cost of living crisis, progress in reducing regional disparities has been understandably slow. The Northwest has experienced an increase in pay, proportion of people in skilled employment, and public investment, but levelling up successes are the exception rather than the norm. For the most part, regional inequalities have remained unchanged or even widened. For example, the gap in households' living standards between London and the Northeast has increased from £4,600 to around £7,300 per year. Similarly, productivity differences, as measured by gross value added per hour worked, have gotten worse between London and the West Midlands. NIESR's projections of living standards and productivity suggest that unless some fundamental change occurs, there will be no substantial progress on levelling up by 2030. One major obstacle to achieving levelling up has been the slow disbursement of the allocated funds. Of the allocated £10.5 billion, only about £1.2 billion has been spent by local authorities. Another factor is the high cost associated with applying for these funds, which imposes a significant burden on the already stretched finances of local authorities. To reduce regional disparities, the process of disbursing funds must be reformed. The Levelling Up Fund needs larger resources and should focus on encouraging local authorities to collaborate on high-value bids that address deep-seated regional differences. Addressing entrenched regional disparities should remain one of the top priorities for the incoming government. However, this needs to be viewed as a long-term investment rather than an issue that will be fixed by 2030. To enact substantial change, the government must address the significant gaps in public investment and promote projects that unlock further business investment. Priorities should include enhancing transport connectivity, providing technical training that help upskill the labor force in regions with low qualifications, and modernizing as well as expanding the housing stock. Such projects can help alleviate productivity and life quality differences between the regions of the UK.